Hey guys and gals, the Blue Life here, and welcome to my Black Friday November Blu-ray DVD update. This is probably going to be my last update of the year, maybe even for the next couple months, but I've got quite a large stack here, so let's go ahead and get through them. First up, let's go through all the Dollar Tree pickups, because the Dollar Tree stores actually got in some Blu-rays. They're Mill Creek Entertainment titles. For the dollar Blu-rays you can't beat. So first up here we've got another stakeout starring Richard Dreyfuss, Emilio Estevez, and Rosie O'Donnell. And I picked this up thinking it was going to be kind of a fun action buddy cop movie, and watched about half of it and couldn't finish it because it's absolutely terrible. The comedy in this falls flat. You've got these two characters who are supposed to be, professional cops, and yet they act more like a comedy duo than anything else, and it's just not funny. And then you've got Rosie O'Donnell's character in this, who starts off, they're in opposition to working with her because they're going to go on a stakeout together, and she's like, well, I may be a woman, but I'm still professional, and all that. And then, when they're about to leave, she's bringing her dog in like 7 different suitcases, and it's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. It's written in there, I guess, to be funny, but it isn't. There's terrible dialogue in this, terrible jokes. Even for $1, definitely would not recommend this. Alright, next up we've got The War at Home. This was actually directed by Emilio Estevez, and of course he stars in it. Pretty much all these Mill Creek titles I haven't seen yet, so can't really say much about this, but I've heard this is pretty decent. Alright, next up we have My Father the Hero. This is a weird movie. It stars Gerard Depardieu and Katherine Heigl, and basically they play a father and daughter, and they're going on this vacation, and the father wants it to be a bonding experience between the two, but she's very resentful of him because he's away at work and they don't get to see each other a lot. So she meets a boy on this trip and tells the boy that her father is actually her boyfriend pretending to be her father, and it leads to some misunderstandings at the resort they're at, to some funny jokes and some cringeworthy things happening. It's not a terrible film, but it's really not that good either. I would maybe recommend renting this if it sounds interesting to you. Maybe for $1, it might be worth checking out. Next up, we've got Miami Rhapsody, starring Sarah Jessica Parker, Antonio Banderas, and Mia Farrow. I haven't watched it. And next up, we've got Gross Anatomy, starring Matthew Modine, Christine Lottie. And this is supposed to be a kind of a medical dramedy. But this was recommended to me by the guy at the dollar store that was bringing up my purchases, so hopefully it'll be decent. Alright, now we're getting into some DVDs from the Dollar Tree. They actually got in some good DVDs for a change. They're all HBO films. First up, I recently watched the HBO miniseries John Adams and was blown away by Paul Giamatti's performance, and I really wanted to see more from him because I haven't seen a lot of his films. So when I saw this in the Dollar Tree, I knew I had to pick it up, but it is American Splendor. And this looks like a pretty interesting film. Still haven't watched it yet, but it does look interesting. Next up, we've got We Count. This stars Kevin Spacey, Ed Begley Jr., John Hurt, Dennis Leary, Tom Wilkinson. Of course, this is about the 2000 presidential election. And for all you Buffy the Vampire Slayer fans out there, this was actually written by Danny Strong, and You probably know him better as the character Jonathan in the show Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But he wrote this along with Game Changer, the one about Sarah Palin. So, and then finally for the Dollar Tree DVDs, picked up The Life and Death of Peter Sellers. Has a really good cast in it: Jeffrey Rush, Charlize Theron, John Lithgow, Stanley Tucci. But of course, it's about Peter Sellers, who was in Doctor Strangelove and the Pink Panther films. So this one looks pretty good. Alright, now that brings us to a couple Disney DVDs. First one you'll know from my Disney Movie Awards package opening. It is DuckTales the movie, Treasure the Lost Lamp. I'm really glad to finally have this in my collection. And yeah, I've got quite a few Disney Movie Club exclusive DVDs, so I'm probably going to do an overview on those soon. But watching this again, I have to say it doesn't hold up that well. I mean, the animation is good and the voice acting is good, but the dialogue isn't that great. Of course, it is a kid's movie. I remember liking it as a kid, so it's probably sad. But I did say in my package opening of this that it didn't have any special features on it, but it actually does have a DVD game on it, but there's no mention of it on the back of the box. So, alright, and next up I picked up Mickey's Christmas Carol. This is part of the Walt Disney Animation Collection. This is volume 7 of that collection. This is the first one of this collection I picked up. But this has 4 different short films on it. The standout one, of course, is Mickey's Christmas Carol, which is from, I think, 84 or 85, which, of course, has Scrooge McDuck as Ebenezer Scrooge. It also has Pluto's Christmas Tree, The Small One, and Santa's Workshop. So, very cool. Alright, now we'll get into a television show that I love. I grew up with this show, and you know, it teaches life lessons, things about relationships, love, family, friendships. It's just a great show, but it is Boy Meets World. I got the complete 4th season and the complete 5th season. But these were on sale at Best Buy for $10 each, and I had a Best Buy reward certificate to use. So, but there are some classic episodes in these seasons, and it's just a great show, really funny. And you know, I got excited about this show again because I heard they were doing the spin-off Girl Meets World, which has the creator of this working on it, plus they're bringing back Ben Savage and Daniel Fishel. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully it'll be good. Time will only tell. But yeah, guys, definitely check out the show if you've never seen it. Now we're getting into some of the Black Friday, I should say Black Friday week deals. And actually, I think the first title here I got the Monday after Thanksgiving at Walmart, but they still honored the deal because they saw prices up. But it is Goldfinger. As you guys know, I'm trying to collect all the Bond movies on Blu-ray, but I got this one for $4. So great deal on that, and you know, a really fun film. I love Sean Connery as Bond. Now get into a couple other Bond movies. I also picked this one up at Walmart. I paid regular price, but it was only $10. It was GoldenEye. Of course, this is Pierce Brosnan's first foray as James Bond, and it's quite a good film. Certainly not the best Bond, but still a very entertaining film. And you know, Brosnan does a great job in the role. Now we're moving on to what I consider to be the best James Bond film. It is On Her Majesty's Secret Service, starring George Lazenby. Yeah, I mean, George Lazenby is obviously not the best Bond, but you know, he does a fairly good job in this. And you've got a great Bond girl in Diana Rigg, and they have great chemistry together, and she's drop dead gorgeous in this. But you know, it has some great action scenes in it. The great direction as well, and it's just that it follows. I've never read the book, but from what I've heard, it follows the book fairly closely, and the ending is just heartbreaking. But a great film. Definitely check this out. Now, another Walmart deal I got. Trying to get all the Harry Potter films. Still got maybe about like 4 or 5 to go, but this one was also $4. But I picked up Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. This is probably my favorite of the films. Maybe next to Goblet of Fire. I quite like both of these, but really good film. Now we're getting into a couple TV shows. It's another Walmart deal. I got this for $10, but it is the complete first season of Heroes on Blu-ray. You know, I watched the entire season of this again and just got right back into it. Love this show. And you know, after I finished this, I was like, I gotta see season 2 and 3. And then I thought, oh yeah, it gets bad. So, but yeah, I mean, I think season 4, it was definitely getting much better. But I mean, I can kind of understand why it got canceled. I wish it didn't, but you know how these things go with television shows. But great cast in this, and you know, a decent Blu-ray set. I have to say the transfer is a little odd. I think some of the coloring is a bit off sometimes, but quite a few different special features in this. You got picture-in-picture, you got hero connection, so it's really cool for that. Then we've got the complete 4th season of Fringe on Blu-ray. You can pick this up for around $17 at Best Buy, but pretty good deal on that. I have to say that the latter half of season 3, I really didn't care much for, and it really put me off the show. But the finale kind of intrigued me a bit, so I plunged right back in with season 4, and this season won me back wholeheartedly. I love this show, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to end in the 5th season. So, Fringe season 4. And finally, we've got Disney Pixar's Brave. This is, of course, the Ultimate Collector's Blu-ray 3D edition. But I really enjoyed this film. Obviously, it's got some plot problems, but over Thanksgiving, I did show it to my mom and my brother, and they really enjoyed it. So I would definitely recommend picking this up. And I also did get the Best Buy exclusive metal pack of it. Alright guys, well that is it for my Black Friday November Blu-ray update. Till next time.